Hello and welcome back to our analysis of time value of money questions in Excel. In this case, we'll be looking at a retirement problem. So the question is, you intend to retire 5 years from now. You need to set up a retirement account today. You want to be able to withdraw 30,000 from that account for exactly 8 years after retirement. The interest that you're going to be earning will not change for the total of 13 years. 5 years before retirement and 8 years after retirement. The question is, how much should you deposit annually in the account? All right, so let's go to Excel to answer that question. The elements that we need first is the withdrawal, which is 30,000. Remember, it's going to be 30,000 times 8. It's going to be 30,000 times 8. So how much do we need to be able to withdraw 30,000 times 8? It's 30,000 times 8 withdrawals, which gives us a total of $240,000. The interest, as mentioned, is 8% per annum. Now, to ascertain the deposit that we need to make, we are going to say 240,000 that is needed from year number 5 onwards, divided by the first 5 years, because you need to amass it in the first 5 years. So to get the value for this deposit, it's going to be equal to 240,000 divided by 5, which gives us 48,000. That means you need to deposit 48,000 per year for the next 5 years so that you amass 240,000. But if we work it out this way, we will have negated the effect of interest and compound interest, which is interest on interest. So how do we do it? Let's prepare the retirement account. I'm going to insert a table so that it becomes much more prettier. Insert a table. I need my table to have headers. So, okay. So in column number 1, we're going to be having the year. We're going to be having the year. And how many years do we need? 13. First 5 years will be 5 good years of amassing our wealth, and then 8 years of withdrawals. So I need 13 years here. Yes, 13. Now the other columns that I need, the first one is for the payment. Okay, let's start with the balance. The balance at the start. Then the second column, which is for the payment, is deposit stroke withdrawal. I'll just leave it as deposit because it's also for the withdrawal. So we have the balance at the start, we have the withdrawal, then we have the interest, which is earned. If you keep your money in the bank, you earn interest. And then lastly, we have the balance at the end. So here is how it goes. You start off with nothing in your bank, then you deposit 48,000. I'm just going to drag this deposit onto year number 1 up to 5. So it's equal to this value. I will lock it. Equal to 48,000. So it's up to year number 5. I will delete everything from number 5, from year number 6 up to year number 13. So from year number 5 up to year number 16, we are going to be withdrawing 30,000 per year. 30,000 per year. So same story, equal to, I will drag this one and lock it. Sorry, I have to lock it so that it doesn't change. Okay, now we have the negative 30,000, which is for the withdrawals. We're done with our deposits and withdrawals. Year number 1, we don't have a balance at the start, but we have a deposit. Interest, yes, we have interest. So interest is calculated as the interest, which is 8%. Let's lock it again. Multiplied by, it's multiplied by the balance at the start plus the deposit. So it's this balance plus that deposit. Then that's how you get the interest. It's the balance at the start plus deposit. So now we need the balance at the end. The balance at the end. The balance at the end is everything, is the sum of everything, which means the balance that you started with, the deposit that you made, the interest that you earned from the two. That's the balance at the end. So it's equal to sum. Click on sum. Then you add everything up to there. Enter. But there's another thing that's missing, that another column, which is the balance at the start. Remember, the balance at the start is also the balance at the previous period. So balance at the start in year number 2 is balance at the end in year number 1. So we simply say this is equal to the balance at the end there. Press enter. Right. See, there's no balance at end. We have, the formula has dragged this balance at the end to year number 1. If we remove it, we shall have our answer as clean as possible. There. Now we have calculated everything. This year number 1 is blank. So here we go. That's our account. But because we have forgotten, or we have negated and ignored the concept of compound interest, we ended up with 286.66. We wanted to have a 0 here. Why? Because we want to finish all the money, that 240 that we amassed. So if you raise 240, it will be too much. Why? Because you are earning interest on top of the other interest that you have already earned. So 48,000 is too much. So how much exactly should we raise, should we deposit, so that here we will end up with 0? To solve that, we go to solver. Go to data, then solver. There is our solver. So our issue is to change this. You click on the upward arrow. So we want to change the bottom, that bottom cell, so that it becomes 0. So value of 0 by changing which cells. Remember, we want to change this 48,000 so that it gives us 0 there. But the 48,000, we took it from this side. So just click on deposit here with this 48,000. Drop down arrow, and then you solve. It's going to ask you to keep solver solution. Everything. Just say OK. See? So our answer is 29,386. It has changed there, and it has also changed the values of and the answer is 0. So if we deposit an amount of 29,386.551, we are going to be able to withdraw 30,000 for the next 8 years until it's completely exhausted. So thank you for watching this. By the way, if you find that you don't have solver on your data ribbon there, you simply go to file, you go to file options, where there is more, go to options, then you go to add-ins,